Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm keen everyone to discuss Arsenal and in particular the transfer activities at the Emirates. What's been happening so far this summer in terms of incomings, outgoings? How are we feeling about the Mikel Arteta process at the moment, and where does it leave Arsenal in terms of their early season potential moving into the season of 2022/2023. So let's get into it, guys. Transfers so far. Now, we know Marquinhos has come in from Sao Paulo, a youngster, I believe 19 years old, who can play anywhere across the front three, but is particularly used to playing on the left-hand side. Similar to Martinelli from what we hear in terms of his style of play, can use both feet, and quite a tricky winger who can hopefully add a little bit of guile for Arsenal. But I do feel he's more a guy for the future. We're not going to see him so much in terms of the starting 11, but he'll still be part of the picture and might feature in the Europa League in particular. So he's number one. We've also seen Fabio Vieira come in from Porto. Now, Portuguese under-21 international, and I believe he won player of the tournament at the under-21 European Championships a year or so ago. So he's got a lot of pedigree. He's widely thought of, especially in Portugal. And from what I hear, after Luis Diaz left Porto in January, he became much more prominent in that Porto team, and he started playing more, registering more appearances, and with that he added a lot of goals and assists to his game. I think he's a very creative midfielder, so we're going to see a little bit more in the way of guile and flair in the final third, and I feel he'll be a good complement to Martin Odegaard. So Odegaard is very good at keeping the tempo going in Arsenal's possession, so he'll link the play, he'll spot those clever passes, and having said that, I feel like Fabio Vieira might just be a little bit more direct than Odegaard, and he might just add a little bit more risk in terms of the killer pass, and also he's got the ability to perhaps score more goals than Odegaard. So I do feel that Odegaard and Fabio Vieira can play together in the same team, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes in terms of a formation and the personnel that play. And the third signing, guys, for me it's a really monumental signing for Arsenal Football Club. It is Gabriel Jesus. Now, Jesus has come in from Manchester City for a reported fee of £42 million. Now, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but we do understand that he's having a medical and terms have been agreed. He's been pictured at London Colney having his medical and being welcomed by the Arsenal staff. So it looks as if Gabriel Jesus is an Arsenal player. And guys, for me, this one can't be underestimated. What a move this is for Arsenal. It is a symbol of our intent moving forward, that Arteta has added a player of such rich quality. He's won the Premier League 4 times for Manchester City. He's only 25 years old. He scored 19 times for Brazil, I believe, in only 54 appearances. He's registered over 100 goals for Manchester City, weighed in with a lot of assists, and he is a quality player. He brings a lot of a high intensity to his play. He's a very hard-working player. He can press the defenders. He's got a wonderful first touch. He can run with the ball. He can dribble. He's very good at creating space and shooting. He's fast, has a very good awareness of his teammates around him, so he can link the play as well. I think Arsenal are getting a top player with a top attitude, and I think he's the kind of... He's at that stage in his career where his trajectory is on the up. So at Manchester City, he was more part of a very successful squad. He was an integral part of that squad, but he wasn't necessarily the main guy. I feel at Arsenal, he can take on a position of leadership, and with a lot of the younger guys around him, they're going to look up to Jesus. And I do feel that Gabriel Jesus will relish that responsibility. I think we'll see a really engaged and committed Gabriel Jesus who wants to play for Arsenal and really understands what it means to play for the Gunners. And just having a think, guys, about these transfers, One thing I really like about it is the coordination and communication that seems to be going on between Arteta, the manager, Edu, the chief scout, sporting director, and even Josh Kroenke, the owner. Now, reading around the subject, I get the impression that Arteta and Edu have a very close relationship, very close friendship. They're really good friends. And I think that's so important, guys, when you're trying to create a situation within a team of unity, when you're trying to create a singular vision where everyone's on the same page. I think it's important that the decision makers get on well and they have a similar understanding of where they want to take the club. And I really feel this is the case with Arteta and Edu. So obviously Edu has a lot of links to Brazilian players, and we have seen a big influx of Brazilian players into the Arsenal team. And that goes to show that Edu is having an effect. He's actually really pulling the strings and he's making it work. But I also feel that Arteta's idea of the players that he wants is coming to the fore, because he's obviously worked with Jesus before at Manchester City, so he would have put forward Jesus's name as someone he would want to work with again. And the fact that the board, Josh Kroenke in particular, has signed off on these transfers suggests that Kroenke trusts Arteta and Edu. He trusts their judgment of a player, and he just wants to back them in terms of who they want to bring into the club. So I think it shows there's a real synchronicity and an understanding and a trust between those three, and that they're all on the same page. And also, I'll mention people, Matt Turner, the goalkeeper who's come in from the MLS, the soccer league out in the United States, and I think we can see here, people, a little bit of a involvement from the American connection that Arsenal have, because obviously they've scouted Turner and also a defender, Austin Trusty. I'm not quite sure when Trusty's going to get unveiled at Arsenal and start, but the fact that these two players have come over from the MLS shows that the Kroenke family, Josh and Stan, are at least engaging in the process and keen to input an American feel into the club. And so I think, guys, the noises are pretty strong, and I think there is a semblance of coherence about how Arsenal are going about their transfer business. We've seen at times with other clubs where you feel like the manager's almost been given a player to work with who they might not have wanted themselves. Potentially could have happened with Ronaldo at Man United. Maybe Oli didn't really have the final decision in terms of who he wanted to bring in. Maybe he wanted Ronaldo, maybe he didn't. We don't quite know, but perhaps it was more of a commercial signing. Ronaldo came in, they obviously knew his connection with Man United, he'd sell shirts, etc. But maybe it wasn't the kind of player that Oli was going for in terms of his young, emerging group that he was looking to build. So that's just one example, guys, of how sometimes a club's recruitment and the vision of the manager don't quite marry up. But with Arsenal, I feel it really is marrying up, and that's something, guys, to be really excited about. Let's see where it goes from here. So the links with Rafinha have obviously taken a bit of a U-turn in terms of the fact it looks like Chelsea and even Barcelona are ahead of Arsenal in the pecking order for Rafinha. But that would have also been an amazing signing for Arsenal. And Yuri Tielemans has been linked, midfielder, and Lisandro Martinez from Ajax, a versatile defensive-minded player, can play left-sided defensive central defender, he can play left-back, he can play in a defensive midfield role, and you kind of feel someone with the ball-playing ability of Martinez, with the ability to play across anywhere in those three positions, would really aid Arsenal. So you feel like Arsenal are identifying targets that fit the needs and also the vision of where Arsenal need to go in the future. Okay, guys, just a quick update on the transfers, how I see things going so far. Be curious to hear your take. What have you made of how Arsenal have gone about the business? Because it has felt decisive. It has felt really purposeful how they've gone about it, business-like. They've really knuckled down and got the targets they wanted into the football club. Long may it continue, people. Curious to hear your thoughts. And as always, guys, keep the dialogue going. I'm loving your feedback on the videos. And you can always subscribe, guys, if you want to, of course. Okay, people, I'll catch you for the next video. Peace.